Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How you all doing? Welcome back to some more Total Warhammer 3 here today on the channel. We have episode 4 of my Grand Cathay series, playing as Miao Ying, the Storm Dragon. In today's episode, we're going to try and take some more territory down south in the Warpstone Desert. We're going to be venturing down there into Jinshin, and also, I might even make a play into that sort of central forest moon territory in the east as well. So if you like the sound of that, leave the video a like and subscribe if you're new. Got to say a huge thank you to the Creative Assembly for sending me early access and making this Let's Play possible. Alright, so I have read the comments recently. There has been a lot of advice about moving your units to get the yin and yang buff. Look, to be honest, especially on this difficulty, if you overextend your units and they're put into a bad open position, it's not actually worth the harmony bonuses in battle, so I don't really want to tear my hair out too much about that. I'm also trying to get my harmony balanced as well through the events, the tech, and the events chain, so we'll try and manage that as best we can. Here's Altdorf and the Empire that we've found down in the south, so we've got some events where we can't change our harmony. But once again, it is a little bit hard to track and get a perfect balance, just with the amount of confederations you do as Cathay quite often. So we do have an army here at the Snake Gate, and I thought, why not? Let's push over to the Fortress of Eyes. There's a couple territories just over the Great Bastion, which will give us a nice little bit of cash injection. If we can raise it as well, it would destroy it, but I do want to try and take the money from them. But we'll get a nice little bit of XP from that expedition. And if we're not doing too much in these garrison positions on the Great Bastion, it's probably not a bad idea, to be honest. We've got an army here, watching out for more attacks. We currently have 2,000 in the bank. We are hemorrhaging a little bit of cash at the moment, but just the amount of battles we're dealing with in this series is where we're constantly still making a decent profit. Alright, turn 21. Not really much else we can do. We'll get Miao Ying to move eastward and see what we can do. Okay, what's this? So we've got some ogres wanting a non-aggressional pact. No thank you. I want to deal with the Cathayan territory and the Cathayans sort of over here first before I even venture into ogre territory. So unfortunately we have been declared war here by some savage orcs in the Celestial Riverlands. Oh, they've actually attacked me here, which is quite harsh. Savage orcs are really quite good. This actually, you know what, this actually might be one of those battles where we might have to auto-resolve it instead of playing it, because we're going to actually get better odds. It's a Pyrrhic victory. You know what, I'm nearly tempted to do it, because those savage orcs, particularly on the field of battle, they get way too many buffs. It occasionally happens in Warhammer that you're actually more advantageous to auto-resolve than actually manually play it. It doesn't happen too often, but there, you can clearly see it does. Oh my god, my Astromancer was able to hold on there. The Celestial Dragon Guard got a whopping 250 kills. Crikey. And then now they've been pushed back. Alright, so I guess we need to push into the Riverlands eastward. And now we've got a bunch of money in the bank as well. Oh, it's because my caravan completed. Yeah, so it's not only the fact that we're getting money from various raids and battles. We're actually getting a decent amount from those caravans. We've also got Luminarch Lens as well, which is a fireball spell. Cool. We can equip that to one of my lords. Probably could do it for Miao Ying. But here's her model, of course. Alright, let's go back up into the north and get her moving. So, we do have the Von Carstein Blade. I want to move that in so she can actually get a fireball spell. And we've only got one piece of territory in the Warpstone Desert and the City of Monkeys. Okay, so we've been going down the Great Bastion. I think I'm nearly tempted to switch things over to the Celestial Lake, because you do get really nice growth, and plus 15% income is quite huge. We haven't had too many enemy forces over the Great Bastion just yet. I imagine as the turns, as we get into the mid and late game, that will sort of go up quite a bit. Alright, so we can send another Ivory Road out. You do want to try and mix things up, going to various Vampiric, Empire, Kislev settlements, so you can get a variety of various ancillaries. So, Marienburg is always further away. I want to try and get to the Ice Court if I can. It's a shame we can't send it there, so... Where can we go? We can pass through there. We've just been to Reichland, though. What's up here? Marienburg. There's a couple of Kislevites up to the north. I guess we'll go here because I want to go to the Ice Court, but we can't. So I guess we'll go to one of these Kislev clans. Tech-wise as well, we're currently going down Yin. We need to switch that over to Yang at some point. This Yin seems just a lot better here, just looking at the tech tree. I'm using it a lot more than the Yang. Alrighty, I think it's nearly time to make a move on the Shrine of the Alchemist. Those green skins we have to deal with. It's kind of cool that we've got some green skins hanging out in the Celestial Riverlands. It's one of the most beautiful looking areas of this Warhammer 3 campaign map that I've seen so far. The desert is, well, quite desolate. Same with the Great Bastion. Alright, so we're fighting some Lords of Jinshin. Alright, so this should be a tough one because I do know, obviously from my own experience playing with Jade Warriors, they're quite good. We've got some gunners and some archers as well. We've still got our Sky Junk. So we're still very much operating with a very early tier build. But the Jade Warriors, from what I've played with and experienced, are still ultra competitive. So we'll make something like this. And we'll move Miao Ying and our Astromancer up. Unfortunately, looking at the topography of this battle map, they do seem to have a pretty decent high ground. And if we are to advance, it's going to be a little bit tricky. Now, I'm just going to move everyone up, because we want to try and quickly advance, march, and dispatch this army that we've attacked, which has drawn out the garrison. As we are facing a fair few lords, particularly on the harder difficulties. Having like 3 enemy lords on the battle map can really complicate things, and that can be the deciding factor in whether or not you win or lose a battle. And if one of them's a legendary or 2, you're nearly out of luck. Alright, we'll drop a Wind Blast here with our Astromancer. And so far, with Arrow Fire, Sky Junk Fire, we're putting a lot of pressure on this first army. Alright. With the Astromancer there, we'll move Miao Ying into Dragon form at some point. But at the moment, Warhammer 3 wise, I want to really focus all my attention on this Cathay campaign before I start another. But over the next coming months, days and weeks, I can definitely see myself doing a lot of Warhammer 3 campaigns. Man, there's just so much content. I think I might play as Kislev next. But honestly, I really can't wait for Mortal Empires. But so far, the battle map, from what I've experienced, is really quite satisfying. Like, it's big enough, and there's a lot of stuff in it to make it not seem like it's not really a tutorial campaign in a sense, but like, you know, the Vortex campaign and the Mortal Empires campaign in Warhammer 2 is just so different. I am liking this more than the Vortex campaign from my first initial playthrough. Okay, so it's going to be a little while before they move around, so we don't want them to rally up. It swung back to about a 50% in my favour. I'll put my gunners on the right side here as we form up. Miao Ying is now in dragon form, and she's going to make quick work of that enemy general, hopefully. Move the Astromancer up as well. And we'll try and get some wind blasts and some thunderbolts off to weaken, soften up, and try and reduce some of the hit points of these enemy combatants. We've done quite well against pretty much any other Cathayan faction so far. Zinch, we've had a really hard time, but I think he's just got better quality units early on. We've smashed Norskin and Chaos Raiders, and if we fought any Cathayan dissidents, if they're peasants, we've ripped through them. Speaking of peasants, these peasant horsemen have been sent forward, and they're going to get absolutely shredded by their peasant archer counterpart quite quickly. Okay, so it does look like they're going to attack me, which is good, because I have skirmisher supremacy, you would imagine. Alright, looking at their army builder, they've still got a decent amount of archers. This is still going to be a close one. We do have the artillery, and of course the dragons on our side. Alright, just form up here. I don't know why they moved then. I think my mouse is broken. I gotta get a new one. Because sometimes the clicks like double click in. Alright, oh come on.
Praise the dragons. I stand ready. My path is known.
My Astromancer's been caught here, unfortunately. It's actually not too bad if he's tanking. He's actually too close in there to get it off, but that might actually give us a little bit of room. Okay, Miao Ying is just sitting back here, not really doing too much. We're going to be able to use this fireball here. Whew, perfect. Courtesy of Karl Franz and Altdorf, who gifted Miao Ying the spell, or maybe one of the Empire trading guilds to be more precise, but why not? Let's roleplay it as Karl Franz. Heard what was going on in Cathay and kind of liked what was going on. I have really stuffed up here, and my Astromancer is getting absolutely cooked because of it. And he's gone. Please take into consideration as well, guys, that this is my first Warhammer 3 campaign. And I'm still getting back into the swing of it. Out of all the Total Wars, probably Warhammer is my least played one. Particularly with Warhammer 2. I do play it... What's the best way to describe it? Seasonally? Yeah, probably. I do a campaign every couple of months, particularly within the last couple of years. But what a huge juxtaposition from my perspective is going from Warhammer playing this and playing Rome Total War Remastered on the RTR Imperium Surrectum mod. So he's back now. Hopefully get some wind blasts off, but at the moment it's still pretty quite close. We are trading quite a bit. They've probably got better quality archers than me, if I'm being honest. But so far our Jade Warriors are holding the line. And they're doing quite well. I might need to move my gunners up. Dude, the Sky Junk is absolutely rip-roaring, vaporizing and melting its way through anything. Miao Ying just going after the enemy generals. My Astromancer just needs some more Magical juice. Winds of magic. Oh, actually... Oh, hang on, hang on. My Sky Junk is getting targeted here. It's very low on health. Stop that. Handgunners should be fine. Oh, okay. How did they get around the back there? They must have retreated that way. Oh, good hit. Okay, so we lost about 500. We are... okay. I didn't fully comprehend that until just then. But they have actually outnumbered us quite a bit here by 1,200. And it's not like this is an elite army. Look, we've got some pretty decent silver to bronze chevrons, but this isn't by any means an elite Cathayan fighting force. It is the best one we've got, but we're still 20 turns into the campaign, pretty early on. Okay, so they brought in another lord here. Miao Ying so far is doing alright. Yeah, they actually outnumbered us by quite a lot. We are going to have to really pack a punch in the final third of this battle. We've got some gunners retreating there. And some peasant bowmen as well. So far, thoroughly enjoying playing as Cathay. I mentioned this in episode 1. If you like the Empire, I reckon you're going to like Cathay. Haven't had a crack at Miao Ying's brother. I'm curious to see how the Iron Dragon plays on out. But so far, Miao Ying is very, very powerful. I wouldn't be surprised if she gets a little bit nerfed, to be honest. Particularly some of her spells. Yeah. I don't know yet, but I'm going to have to find out as we get to sort of the mid to late game. Is it more advantageous for the human player to allow her to be in human form so she can cast more? So far, although we've been hit a little bit here in her dragon form, we do need to get some healing spells with her eventually. So we can heal the army and not only herself. Maybe early on, because with peasants and cavalry and even peasant spearmen, there's probably not too much the AI can do about a dragon. Like, having a dragon incredibly early on is quite fruitful, but maybe once we come up against mid to late tier Zinch, or maybe even Nurgle units, I could maybe see myself using her in dragon form less and less and less, unless we can get some sort of decent spell slash ward strength. Because even now she's getting a little bit low here, but I think we should be able to pull this off as it swung back to about a 60% in our favour now. Do have to move her back slightly because she might get caught here. We're going to have to give out some attack orders. So it's still quite even. We are outnumbered by about 1,000. But this is a really close fight here in the Warpstone Desert. You can even see some of the stones protruding out of the ground. Okay, they seem to be wavering more so than me. Just want to try and get the last couple of these thunderbolts out. But moving into the Warpstone Desert, I never said it was going to be easy. So we're still continuing on my strategy of maintaining a presence and a large physical force on the Great Bastion, because if it falls and enemy forces and combatants flood on through, it can really complicate things in your territory. But also, you want to try and take as many of this juicy territory as you can, because you can build up some absolute mega cities as Cathay with the growth and wealth rates. They can really like support and defend themselves if you can take a couple decent provinces under your control. But it's still going to be quite a long time before we get more confederations and more Cathayan territory. Okay, now it's about 80%, so I'm actually feeling confident now. I reckon for the first time in this battle, we have more allied forces than the enemy. But these dissidents of Jinshin, or Jinshin, are really holding on. I can't wait to have a look at the casualties sustained and inflicted, because it's gonna be a close one. Yeah, Jade Warriors I like a lot. Peasants are actually not too bad if you can spec them right. The Peasant Bowmen. If they get caught, they're kind of stuffed. Or if they get attacked by Jinshin units, they just melt away, to be honest. Oh my god, that poor general. We just targeted him. Okay, let's end that battle there. So, we lost 933. The Astromancer got a lot of kills, 260 or so. The Skyjunk, 286. Miao Ying, just under 200. And oh my god, the Celestial Crossbowman there, 310. Crikey. To be fair, one of those Peasant Bowmen got 150. Jeez, alright. So, let's replenish the 8%, another 4,000 in the bank there, and we should be able to march upon the Shrine of the Alchemist with impunity, and continue to whittle down Jinshin's influence in the Warpstone Desert.
The Storm Dragon.
Okay, and Miao Ying as well has gone up 2 skill points. I do eventually want to go down Lightning Strike, but it also might not be a bad idea to give him more leadership. You do have to do quite an investment now to get what you would consider normally to be Lightning Strike. I think you need to put 3 points into it, so they have nerfed it slightly. And Caravan Master as well. We'll just upgrade you there. Mostly leadership and maybe some buffs as well. Okay, welcome to the top of the turn. So, Gunpowder Road can be upgraded slightly. We do now have the ability to get crane gunners and some proper cannons. And I want to get more better quality Jade Warriors in the future as well. Upgrading the Great Bastion. You can actually get to a point where you really don't have to pay anything for the armies basically garrisoning the wall, which is really quite cool. Alright, so recruitment wise, let's get some grand cannons going, and then some crane gunners as well. I want to move them into Miao Ying's army build where we can. Just get some more firepower in our build. Okay. So we're currently sieging out the Shrine of the Alchemist. We've whittled them down quite a bit. And we should be able to march into the city now with a decisive victory. And Jinshin will lose another piece of territory. Unfortunately, we did lose a unit of Jade Warriors, but that's alright. And we'll just straight up occupy for now. So still a couple more pieces of territory in the south. Once we replenish and build back up a bit, we might even wait for those additional reinforcements to come on in. Alrighty. The Imperial Wardens in the north want a military alliance. If I can get 1,600, that'd be quite decent. We'll try and get amicable relations with most of the factions, except for these guys in Jinshin. For whatever reason, they do not like us. Alright. Got another banner there. Okay. So, there's still a fair few Grand Cathay factions left. So I'm just going through the quick deals. Can't get any more trade. The ogres like me for whatever reason. Oh, we can actually negotiate with Zhao Ming, the Iron Dragon. It's probably not a bad idea getting a defensive with you. Eventually, at some point, I do want to try and bring him into the northern provinces fold. And I wouldn't mind getting a confederation with either the Wardens of the North or maybe some of these eastern ones as well. But so far we've got pretty good relations with them. We need to unite Cathay and really not be divided. Some ogres, even some more greenskins down there. Alright, we're actually at a stage now we can actually get a confederation. with the Celestial Loyalists, which we're going to do, as we've got really good relations with them now. And they lose an outpost, which is fine. However, we've gained a lot of armies and territory in the north now. 5 as well. Oh, there's even some Skaven up here. That's kind of cool. So we've managed to take 2 pieces of territory in the Forests of the Moon. And there seems to be a green-skinned goblin village potentially there. Got some beastmen in our territory. I don't want to threaten them just yet, because we haven't got any armies nearby. And my yin has switched over to yang, like, instantly. So it is going to be a little bit difficult to get my harmony balanced back, because you have to do a lot of building and deconstruction just to get it in balance. And I do plan to do multiple confederations every 8 turns or so. I think it caps you at every 8 turns to do one. So I will try to get it back on track, but the bonuses are really quite good, so you should work towards it if you can. But it's easier said than done to get constantly in harmony as you're expanding and conquering. Maybe once we bring all of the hospitable territory in Cathay under our control, we can have a constant supply of harmony. Early on, when you're not managing too much, it's really quite useful in the early game. So far, we got a -6 because of the events. We can't change that until we get another event, which could be long turns away. Because I made the decision to get the growth buff, which is definitely worth it, but then you basically get a little bit hampered because of it. Alright, let's move one of these armies up. I want to use these Confederation armies if we can. Okay, so there seems to be a fair amount of goblins there. The other ones are more savage greenskins in the south. These ones seem to be a little bit more of a normal goblin greenskin mix. Alright, they're even recruiting more, so they might even attack me during the end turn phase. Might actually move slightly back. We might need some more. There's quite a bit there. Alright, I guess we'll send you north just to help out. There's a lot of Skaven and greenskins in the north. And for whatever reason, they've really overextended the faction I confederated with. Jinshin wants a peace treaty. That's an interesting offer. Would you like... bend the knee? How much money would you give me? No. If it was a couple thousand, I might consider it. Oh, so we have been attacked here in the end. We'll retreat. Caravan encountered the toll. 200. I guess we draw weapons and see what happens. Now Yang's back in harmony.
The majestic defender.
What happened to that bug there? Oh, we should have had a fight there with the ogres. That's strange. Alright, let's push into Shang-Yang. Or Shang-Yang. Okay, nothing too crazy inside. A valiant defeat is quite harsh. But the auto resolves are now a lot harsher than what they normally are. So we're going to have to build some siege equipment. I think. We can use ladders to get on in. But I actually wouldn't mind maybe depleting some of the military forces in there, to be honest. The caravan's moving south. I might get you to double time with this additional army, because those crane gunners and cannons have now been completed. We definitely need to start moving towards a mid-tier army build now, as we're nearly 25 turns into the campaign. Luckily I didn't get caught there and overextend. We're going to need these additional reinforcements from the Great Bastion. To be fair, it's going to be quite a while looking at the bar before a massive attack comes again. So we'll move those additional reinforcements in, and you seem to be more of a competent commander anyway. They've actually got some better quality crossbows, to be honest, a bit more armoured. There's also probably too many peasant bowmen for a proper siege. So we'll move you in, and we'll get ready to go to the Village of the Moon. Alrighty, so we're nearly getting to a point where we can start to trade with a lot of foreign factions that we've now found. The dwarves of Karak, Zorn want trade, which is good. I will need to get to a point where I can construct buildings that provide resources, because Cathay is all about the trade once you get it flowing. We're just sort of focusing on growth and military buildings for now. But we're going to get to a stage in the campaign where our economic might is just going to snowball. Okay, so we're currently still besieging Shang-Yang. We are hemorrhaging a little bit more cash. That's just due to the amount of armies we've adopted because of that Confederation. My control has also gone down as well due to it. Alright, so we can move these crane gunners and these cannons in as well. So let's move 2 units of Jade Warriors out and 2 peasant bowmen. And we should have a pretty decent siege here in Shang-Yang. And we'll be able to show off, for the first time, Cathayan crane gunners, and also some cannons as well. Okay, so we have whittled down the garrison somewhat, and now it's swung back with the siege equipment constructed and built, and the additional firepower added to a Pyrrhic victory. But once we get on the campaign map, hopefully it will be a lot more within my favour. Alright, let's fight this one and continue with the conquest of Jinshin. Oh, wow. Check out the glorious battle map. What a beautiful city this is. A nice red blooded sky as well. For blood has been spilt this night. Okay, so let's move our siege equipment around. Let's say, let's move you here. Get the... I was going to say turtle battering rams, but they might be tortoise. I don't know. I would imagine it's a tortoise ram. Because turtles are in the sea and tortoises are on land. So I guess it's a tortoise battering ram. An easy mistake that people make. The thing is, here in Australia, we have more turtles than anything. We have them out in the sea and stuff, so people tend to call just turtles anything, even if they're tortoises. Okay, so you just need to spread things out. We've actually got a pretty clean shot all the way to the town square, but here are the grand cannons drawn upon an ox. Oh my god, check out this muscled Chad. Here we have Miao Ying, keen and ready to go. Oh my god, there's even a stone dragon in the background there. I wonder if they were awakened. Oh my god, check out these tortoise rams. Oh, that's really quite cool. Hang on, I'm going to try and take a screenshot of that. Whew. There's no Photoshop there either. Just with the contrast of the red sky, looks super cool. Alright, let's give out some attack orders and have our first siege of today's episode. Alright, so we do obviously have soldiers equipped with ladders, so they're going to be able to get up and over. Let's give out some shots with my grand cannons. My crane gunners as well seem to be firing. And we'll try and open up some angles. Oh my god, they are really arcing their shots quite well. Crane gunners, obviously heavily inspired, and they look similar. Might even technically be the same model as the Skaven Jezels, if I had to guess. Or they've definitely probably got some elements. They definitely perform as like them. Obviously they don't have the crazy warpstone imbued attacks. But so far, this is a really cool looking settlement. We outnumber them slightly. And they've maybe done a bit of a misplay there, the AI, because they are clustering a lot in this center, which we can arc, fire and up and across. We can even hit the gateway if we want to try and bring it down ourselves. Oh, that's a bit of a missed shot. Let's try again here. Just going to press insert on my keyboard to have some manual shots. First time doing it in Warhammer 3, and I'm keeping on missing. It's so hard because the arch of the hill is not allowing me to get a better shot off. Alright, let's move my Astromancer up. We've got a bunch of spells here to use. Let's use Lightning Bolt here. They seem to be bouncing off, but we are doing a pretty decent amount of damage onto them. Okay, my archers are going to be able to arc their shots up and over those towers as well. Really, really good position. Alright, Jade Warriors. Let's try and get you guys into the battle. And my bowmen are really arcing their shots. Right, Miao Ying's in dragon form. Let's send you up and over. And hopefully by the end of this episode, we can take the entirety of the Warpstone Desert. Got more reinforcements coming on in. We'll just give out an attack order there. Bowmen, there seems to be a pretty good position there with them arcing their shots up and over this arrow tower there. Look at the arch of that. We're really dropping them up and over the top. Perfect. And we're going to work towards getting more confederations. But that's what I was saying before about constantly trying to restructure your buildings to get the perfect harmony. You really got to read through events and text and stuff. So I just think with the harmony on the battlefield and harmony on the campaign map, look, if you can do it, it's definitely worth it. If you can get it to perfect harmony, I recommend doing it. But really don't stress too much over it if you can't. Like, I'm going down Yin tech because I need it more for my units, rather than splitting it between and being useless. Like, you don't want to put yourself too much at a disadvantage to try and strive for those bonuses. Because I believe even with the Battlefield ones, it's only like 6%. It's only like a 6 anyway. 6 melee, 6 defense. Also. But hey, look, if you're surrounded, it's a must-win battle, and you're not going to strategically overextend yourself, yeah, why not? Keep your units close to get the buff. But these bowmen here are doing tremendously well. Look at that shot, man. They're clipping these warriors on the bridge here. And unfortunately being starved out. Losing some casualties. The warriors inside Shang-Yang are not doing too well. And the age of Jinshin in the Warpstone Desert hopefully will soon be over. There's Miao Ying, the Storm Dragon. Flows the might of the northern provinces in here. I'm just getting some more bombardment spells off here as well. Astromancers, man oh man. Definitely the play. Okay, we've knocked about at 300. We've lost about 300 to be fair. But at the end of the day, this is an offensive siege, so we probably will lose a lot more than a standard field battle. They seem to as well have built a lot of arrow towers, and this is quite a large city. We do have additional reinforcements coming on in, so technically only that 300 was lost from the first army. Technically the secondary army is keen, fresh, and raring to go. Alright, we've got some Jade Lancers here as well. Some pretty decent high ground. Got to watch out for them if they charge down against me, but overall, let's speed things up slightly. We'll try and get some cinematic shots where we can as well. Also, I try to zoom in during my battles as well, because that's what Total was all about, getting those cool cinematic shots. Obviously trying to win as best you can, but I would definitely take a handful, 10 or so, a couple more dozen losses, if I can get a cool cinematic shot. And some screenshots here as Miao Ying, slowly but surely, regresses her way to the town square. what a hill we have to march up on to, as Miao Ying in dragon form starting to tank and fight some of those Jade Lancers. But so far, I think we've been progressing quite well. A couple of misplays here and there, but so far really enjoying the units, campaign-wise as well. Everything is progressing in the right direction. We had a couple of instances of 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but now we're definitely going 2 steps forward. And hopefully, as more confederations, more Cathayan factions, minor factions join our growing empire, we'll be laughing. We've also got what is it called? Weijin as well. The capital where the Dragon Emperor is, but he's sort of not there at the moment. I don't know if he comes out. At some point, you would imagine he does, makes an appearance. But I really can't wait to see what Cathay has in store, because I am still playing through this game and trying to share with you guys as well, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot more surprises. I wonder if like the Monkey King will show up or something, or will that be a DLC? What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments. And like, what's the next Cathayan legendary lord going to be? Another fireball coming on in here, courtesy of Carl France. We do seem to be using it a lot. It's quite good. Definitely worth equipping. We're also building up our ancillaries and banners as well to distribute. Also as well, when you confederate, it's also hard to manage with the harmony because each general has their own bias, whether they're yin and yang. So, to get your characters in balance, let's say we confederate and they have a lot of yin rather than yang, is it worth getting rid of like a level 11, 12 general who's had quite a bit of investment just to get the harmony? I don't know. That's sort of the constant battle of harmony you have playing as Cathay. But anyway, decisive victory, and we've managed to take the city. Okay, I thought the Crane Gunners would have done a little bit better there, arcing their shots. But the Jade Warriors, the Astromancer, and Miao Ying have done quite well. But a decisive victory. Definitely needed to whittle them down a bit. But yeah, mostly a Cathayan sort of Civil War episode. We faced Zinch, Kiros, Faint Weaver, and some other Chaos forces and stuff. Oh, this stuff's unlocked. The Demon Prince Souls. Oh, we might have to deal with that eventually as well. Which will be cool. I don't know what that exactly entails, but we'll have to wait and see. But we've nearly got the Warpstone Desert fully under our control. It's just the tower down here we don't have. Alrighty, so, Astromancer, we can finally get Arcane Conduit, which is awesome. So we definitely want to do that. Okay, 25 turns into the campaign. We'll leave Miao Ying in the city just to replenish and repair. We might even send one army to deal with the greenskins. I think there's a lot of greenskins around. We've got Skaven to the north. We've also got some greenskins and some savage greenskins further in the Riverlands, which we have to deal with. Finances-wise, we're still managing by making a clear profit. I don't know what Xiao Ming's doing. I guess we could set a co-war target because we've got an alliance with him. You've actually built up properly. Damn. I was going to say, if that unit was there, we might actually be able to drag you out, which is a shame. Got some more reinforcements coming as well because we want to go to war with the Skaven again. It's not letting me do it. That's alright. Let's push into the Village of the Moon, I reckon. Because they are recruiting more. Yeah, because, for example, I'm pretty sure this general here... Oh, no, probably... Well, maybe the other one was. Yeah, no, I think the other one was from the Confederation. Yeah, look at this. So, it's just some Orc boys. There's 2 big uns, but luckily there's not too many, which is good. So we should have an easier time actually fighting the Leaf Cutters tribe than those polluted, chaotic, savage orcs in the south. We do have some crossbowmen here, along with some bowmen. So we'll end today's episode with a battle against the Leaf Cutter tribe for the battle of the village of the moon. Okay, 20 winds of magic. We don't need that much, because our dragon-blooded Shogun is only level 10. Nothing too crazy. Wow, check out this battle map. I don't know if I've played on this one before. Okay, there's only a two-pronged attack from that other side. Okay, so I think what we do is divide my Jade Warriors into a couple army groups, just to surround and disperse the enemy inside. Nothing too crazy. And then what I'll do is try and divide my archers up into a couple groups as well. So something like that. Do we attack from this side? Well, that might be a cleaner path in. It's always worth checking or having a bit of a plan of what path you want to take the enemy settlement in. That seems to be a nice, clear-cut path. So we'll divide it into these two groups for now. But we might have to take this one a little bit slower, because we want to use most of our ammunition and try and effectively move into the Village Moon settlement. But here's the general. Horse mounted. And then, of course, the classic Jade Warriors, who I'm a super fan of. They are really quite solid. Alright. Let's move up. Maybe to here, because there's going to be a natural choke point there that we could maybe use to our advantage. I'll move my bowman just behind on an off angle. We might even be able to clip and hit some of these orcs from the side. And we might even do a similar thing here and move on up. I want to turn this offensive siege into a defensive using these choke points. They do have some goblin archers as well. But this might be one of the first times I've actually fought a greenskin faction, not a savage greenskin faction. Alright, we do have a wind blast here and a couple of others, so that's alright then. I'm surprised she had a wind blast ability. Just trying to think, are we better off to get no. Actually, might be able to get a better angle there. Alright, it's currently a 50-50, still quite close. They haven't actually got too many archers with them, so hopefully we can pierce our way on through. There we go. Alrighty. We're starting to dish out some hits now. There we go. Good stuff. Let's try and soften them up before they make an approach on our Jade Warriors. The weaker they are, the easier it will be for our melee infantry to hold. Come on, boys. Buff up. Here we go. They're moving in their orc boys now. Oh, we've actually managed to destroy one of their units completely there.
This is the way, without fail.
Alright, I might actually move up my general. But our crossbows are doing tremendously well. Okay, what's going on over here? Oh, wow. We've managed to rip through them a bit. Those archers are making really quick work of those orc boys. So let's get this thing off. This rolls quite a bit from what I imagine. Yeah, so it actually just keeps on going. That's hilarious. It's going to hit the... It actually bounced off it. Oh my god. We've got some 10-pin bowling going on here, boys. Oh my god. So I guess if there's a barricade there, that's fascinating. So it's actually a little bit advantageous to fire it if there's a lot of units in one of those corridors. Get that thing bouncing. Bong, bong, bong. Hilarious. Alright. We might stop these archers trying to hit us. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold your horses. Oh my god. The Orc Boy archer's just been smashed there. Alright, let's speed things up. Nothing tactically too crazy is going on. The micro isn't too heavy either. So we're basically just holding, defending. Being quite passive with my Jade Warriors. Just let them soak up the Orc and green skin attacks. While our archers and crossbowmen try to carry the day. Oh, this is actually perfect here. Although one of these Jade Warriors are getting a little bit smashed, they're clustering perfectly. Now, this is going to be a little bit hard to thread the needle here, but I need my general on this side, because we might be able to get some crazy damage. Alright, if we can get this off. It is going to hit my unit, but that should be okay. Let's see this rip roll through the Orcs. Here we go. Oh my god. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. Oh my god. Now they're wavering because of it. It's about a 65% in our favour. These Orc boys. Oh my god. Within like one volley, they've lost 5. And that just shows you this battle. The difference between Orc boys and Savage Orcs. They really quite do pack a punch. Alright, what happened to that unit? Oh, we crushed it. We've absolutely decimated it here on the field of battle. Perfect. And we are still continuing on the warpath to slowly but surely bring the lands of Cathay under one united force. We're building an empire, which is what I love in Total War to do. Okay, so a couple units hanging around here still. Oh, that Jade Warrior has now only got 46 units. He's really quite low. Look at that, man. We've only lost 100, and we've knocked out 1,000. Got to praise and give credit to these archers, man. They are going to be the real MVPs of this fight. I can't wait to look at the statistics of this one. Yeah, that's definitely the way to play it. Sit further back so they can't craft arrow towers. Look, you can craft as many barricades as you want, but to be fair, this isn't like a region capital. It's nothing too crazy, but a cool looking settlement nonetheless. Got some goblin archers there. We might as well just send the general in. It's not the smartest thing to do when she's on horseback particularly, but she might be able to just pin down those archers enough. Yeah, perfect. To allow my archers to hit them. Sometimes it's quite advantageous if you've got a tough buffy lord with like really good ward, missile and spell strength. Just to tank and allow missiles to rain fire and death. Alright, they've still got their general in play, so what I'm going to do now, as we've done so tremendously well, dispatching the enemy combatants, I think it's time to advance. Oh god, we're targeting that poor little goblin now though. And some of their archers are trying to hit me. Okay, so now we're actually in range of one of their tier 1 arrow towers. And it seems like the goblins... Oh, we've captured a victory point, so that's... put them down. We actually destroyed that tower because of it. We are now capturing their resources. Their supply points, so there they can't get resources to build more. It's nearly going to be a GG, I think. They're not going to be able to hold out for too much longer. So they had a war boss And a goblin shaman that they didn't really use overly too much. And victory. Wow, what a nice little battle just to end things on. A close one, supposedly. Really? 232. Outnumbered us a bit. Oh my god. 139, 184, 217. Oh, dude, that just shows you the power of the Cathayan bowmen and crossbowmen. My god. Very, very strong. And now we're still continuing, even though we're still in a budget deficit to get more. Alrighty. So now to get the entirety of the Forest of the Moon, is it Zhangpo or Jingpo? I don't know. I don't speak Chinese. Seems to be some sort of monument within there, though. But so far, we're nearly about to get the top right-hand corner of the map fully under our control. We probably won't be attacked up there, like, ever. Which is good. Alright, so I guess we've still got that Demon Souls event to come. But we've nearly hit an hour here, so unfortunately it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. We're still bringing in allied territory to try and confederate them with them. And we're taking a lot of territory as well. We're bringing the lands of Cathay under Miao Ying's control. So unfortunately I've got to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Got to say a huge thank you to CA for sending me early access and making this Let's Play possible. So a huge thank you to them. And without further ado, I've got to play the outro. Take care. Unfortunately, it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Check out my social media links in the description below if you want to stay connected with me. I also want to say thank you to this month's patrons and channel members: Victor K, Sebastian C, Jordan K, Caesar L, Brian S, Tao, Lion B, Kyle P, Tom C, and White P. My name has been Simpzy. Much love from Australia. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.